Okay, so I'm just going to start from the beginning. I run a company called Ava, where we can showcase the financial data of multiple entities on a single dashboard, highlighting key KPIs of each entity live as they happen. So advisors, CFOs, franchise head officers can act on them before they become an issue. The example that you can see in front of you is for a supermarket called Rimi, which is based in the Baltics, where we can actually show how each one of their locations are performing financially every minute of every day. We've automated the financial review data for that. We can do that on a scale of 10 locations, 100 locations, a million locations. As long as we've got the data points coming in from the accounting platform, we've monitored, we can showcase how each company is performing. The benefit behind this is one of two things. A, to the end user, being the business owner, is the knowledge that someone more business savvy, being the accountant, the CFO, the advisor, is reviewing their financial data on a daily basis. B, for the actual advisor or the accountant, it gives them the benefit of not having to go into the accounting platform for each individual one of their clients on a daily basis to review what's going on. We've done it all. We've automated it. It's there, it's live. If the accounting platform changes, our data changes. On top of that as well, we then score each individual company. So for an accountant, for example, or for a franchise head office CFO, instead of focusing your energy on a company that is, let's say, tracking at 85, 70%, you're going to focus your energy on a company that's only tracking at 30%. That will increase the revenue for the accountant, because it means that they can say this is what's wrong with your company, but it also means that they're not wasting their time and resources on the companies that don't need it. On the flip side as well, we've also got another section of the platform, which I originally had up on the screen, which I'll bring back up now. I'm not sure if you can see this too well. I'll pull it into full screen mode. But this is an invitation where we have the accountant or the advisor or the franchise head office send a questionnaire to the individual company or the individual client, saying, what do you think is wrong with your company? You tell us what you think is wrong with your company. And we cover 5 key areas, being money, sales, team, systems, and risks. And each of those questions have been done psychologically. They've been done in a way where they're weighted, and it basically means that instead of an accountant saying, we need to do this in your business, it's a business owner coming to the accountant saying, we need help on this particular subject. So it's putting their sweat in the game.
Okay, I've started the clock now to 4 minutes. So right now it's time to be joined by our judges as well. So Bernard, do you have any questions for Andrew?
Sure. Like, what kind of data sources do you work with?
I couldn't quite hear you. I'm assuming you're saying what kind of data sources are we taking it from? So primarily we're taking it from accounting platforms such as QuickBooks, Xero, MyOb, Fort Knox, FreshBooks. Soon we'd like to start integrating with things like Google Analytics, credit scoring agencies, CRM systems. So we're not just getting a full cut. We are an accounting platform. We are an accounting software. We're a financial reporting software. But we'd like to get more into the advisory space. With COVID-19 coming out, well, coming to an end, companies are going to start turning to somebody and saying, what do I do now? How do I fix my business? What areas do I, and people need to know how to do that. In Australia and in which is where I'm based, and in the UK primarily, well, where the Commonwealth is, an accountant is more or less a part of your team. They're the CFO of the team, less so in Eastern Europe, which I spent a fair bit of time in. But they need to be the hero in this situation. They need to be the people who are going to assist these companies get back on their feet, get back to solvency levels.
And the solution is language agnostic in terms of the data sources?
I'm sorry. I can very.
Is it language agnostic? So I can plug in data from my, I don't know, any franchises from any countries in any language, or
I would say less language, more currency.
okay.
So euro at the moment we've got the capability to do euro, British pound, and the Australian dollar. It doesn't take much to put another currency in. Language wise, is purely English.
Can you tell us a little bit about your traction so far?
About the traction. Okay, so we are still pre-revenue. We took place in a startup accelerator program. I don't know if you can see that, Startup Wise Guys, based in Estonia. We pivoted the company back in November last year. We've got 650 companies on the platform piloting. Unfortunately, during COVID, it's just a bit difficult to get paid pilots onto the platform, but that's what we're focusing on now. We've got companies such as BDO London, PwC Helsinki, PwC Sydney, Grant Thornton Australia, as well as Revel, the cafe in the Baltics. We've got quite a few companies looking at us. We're just waiting for the dust to settle with COVID.
But no paying customers, right?
Sorry, I beg your pardon.
So no paying customers so far.
No, we're still pre-revenue, correct.
Maybe Bob, maybe you'd like to add something here?
Yeah, how do you overcome the challenge that your assessment is recognizable as an authority, like your version of excellent, critical?
So I've got 12 years experience in corporate advisory and business restructuring, focusing on the insolvency sector. I ran an insolvency consulting firm for 7 years. This is our knowledge. Well, it's quite a few people's knowledge based on this. The questionnaires that we send out are self-assessed at the moment, but the KPIs that we use financially are based on the best performing month in the last 12 months and the best performing day in the last 30 days. So we use those as benchmarks.
The best practices indicators in industries.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a lot of algorithms in the background, a lot of benchmarking that we use. Eventually, when we get more data and when we get larger, we'll be using industry standards, geographical standards, and so forth. But at the moment, we can only go off what individual companies are doing in their own data.
All right. Thank you so much. Time is up. So thank you for joining us today, Andrew.
Apologies for missing the first session again. I'm sorry.